Good afternoon, ladies and germs. It is your host with the most, the commander-in-chief of Ignition. Now, I'm here to bring you some amazing, smashing content. I'm not hiding behind the screen anymore. I'm actually in front of the screen, alright? You can see who I am. I probably don't look the way I sound, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, I know in the previous videos I've dropped like an M-bomb. Those black PNGs I threw in, I thought that would make enough sense that, okay, perhaps the commentator is a black man. This channel's actually run by two people. Me and this other guy called Loris, alright? You've probably seen him in the previous videos.
Man, look, don't move.
Usually be doing like some actual car content, but because of the lockdown going on, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit of a sticky one. So without further ado, let me get right into the topic at hand, which is why car insurance is in fact a major scam. I know the FBI is already on my case. My FBI guy, Rory Jefferson, he's gonna be well pissed off. Rory, if you're watching, I know you're watching anyway, you're always on my case. Listen, can you cut me some slack, please? Thank you. So, picture this, alright? You're a young whippersnapper looking for a new set of wheels, alright? Recently passed your driving test, looking for something cheap, a little get around, something that can take you to and from Tesco, something that you can take to the McDonald's drive-through with your boys, get a cheeky little Big Mac, maybe a few nuggets, you know those 20 nugget meals you get. Sweet and sour's the best sauce, by the way. I just have to say it. Ketchup, forget the ketchup. So you go on the Auto Trader, you see that there's a few nice little cars and you find the perfect one for you. Turns out to be an 03 Honda Civic. 1.4 litres, 4-cylinder engine, you know, it's got it all. What more could a new driver want? So you go there, have a little view in, look inside. Yeah, it's a bit dirty, couple condom wrappers in the back seat, suggestive stains all over the place, but hey, it does the job, alright? That's all that matters. As long as it does the job, who cares? The motor runs fine. He recently changed the alternator. You know, everything's great. Alright, timing belts. Perfect. So you're like, okay, I'm definitely going to have to drop a few bucks on this. So you decide to look at the insurance quotes for it. Alright, you want to see if you can get a nice little bang for your buck. You go on the Compare the Market and car insurance website. You have a little gander on the car insurance quotes and you find out that the prices are a little bit crazy. Alright, you see that one of the quotes, the cheapest quote, with no black box, with no telematics installed, because let's be honest, we don't want telematics, alright? We don't want anyone to dictate our driving. Anyway, lowest priced, 3,570 quid. You're not, 3,570 quid. Cheapest quote, no telematics. I mean, it's just mind-blowing for a box. I mean, it is safe to say that an 03 Honda Civic with 1.4 litre engine, 4-cylinder, piece of crap, garbage, naturally aspirated, alright? Okay, it's got VTEC, but still is naturally aspirated, alright? VTEC, turbo, two different things. And you're spending more than 4 times the value on it. Imagine this, yeah? You're a good driver, you drive the whole year perfectly, no incidents, no crashes, no huss, no fuss. Whole year's completed now. What do you get in return, right? A no claims discount. Okay, that's all well and good, but the money that you spent on the insurance is gone. You see the insurance company you gave your money to, that money went right into their pocket. Alright, they were like, hey, thanks for the tenner. You ain't having it back. Of course it's not a tenner, but I had money in my pocket. I wanted to be a little bit practical. So it's a bit of a mad one. It's a bit
of a sticky one still.
So you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna have a look at the telematics quotes. Alright, see if there's anything good. Now, don't get me wrong, telematics quotes a lot cheaper. Now, the thing is, telematics are actually terrible. I'll tell you why it's crap in a minute. But yeah, the prices are a lot cheaper. You see something for like, what, 1,850 quid? You're like, okay, that's actually a decent price. That's actually decent. So you go with that. But now you have to endure the hell that is driving with a black box car. And I can tell you from experience, that is the worst driving experience that I've ever endured. Alright, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, forget it, I'm just gonna ignore I have this box. But then I get a ring up, they're like,
hello? Yeah, so you've been doing 1 mile per hour above the speed limit?
I'm like, hold up, you're gonna give me a strike for doing a little bit over 30 miles per hour. It's not like I was flooring it. The speed cameras would have ignored it. It would have been like, oh, I mean, you're going over the speed limit just a tad, but you're not gonna kill anyone. Alright, at least you're not driving like Granny Sue in a Toyota Yaris. So, let me tell you why black boxes are dangerous. Picture this. You're driving down the road, a nice little 20 miles per hour residential road, alright? Listening to some Taylor Swift, Beyonce, whatever you're into, okay? You're driving, and then you look into your rearview mirror just to see some bloke in his BMW 3 Series flashing at you, alright? Honking at you. Constantly. And you're just there fixated on it, like, oh, this guy, he wants me to go, like, he wants me to speed up. And you can't do anything because, remember, you got the black box watching. The black box is essentially the FBI installed in your car, okay? Watching your every move. Like, isn't that a bit creepy? I think that's a bit creeps, to be honest. And you're not focusing on the road. Think about it. You're not focusing on the road. You're focused on what's behind you. When a lorry pulls out and you're fixated on the rearview mirror, you're gonna plow into the lorry, and there's gonna be a huge bundle. It's gonna be like Burnout 3 takedown when you do those little takedown missions. It's gonna be like that, but in real life. And the difference between that and in real life is that you don't respawn. You're dead. So that's one of the reasons. You're not focusing on the road. Second reason, tailgating. Everyone knows tailgating is very dangerous for a myriad of reasons, alright? Okay, let's change it from a BMW 3 Series to an Audi A3, okay? So it's this diesel A3's behind you, okay? Flashing at you, tailgating, doing all that stuff. But think about it like this. If you have to stop suddenly, if a kid runs out into the road, and this guy's behind you, you're gonna have to slam it, do an emergency stop, alright? You know there's emergency stops you learn when you're doing your driving practical test or whatever. Difference between that and this is that in real life there's gonna be people behind you, and this guy's way too close to you. Way too close. So when you hit them brakes, that guy's gonna go right into your rear end. It's gonna be another Burnout 3 takedown pilot. Deaths, blood everywhere, arms flying about the place. It's not gonna be fun for anybody. And your insurance provider is going to be like, oof, there goes your no claims, mate. You're going to flipping penalise someone for your terrible system, which is telematics. Telematics, get rid of that. So yeah, tailgating, another dangerous thing. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, well, people like that are just bad drivers. Well, where I live in London, alright, out of all the cities and towns in the UK, the citizens of London have the least amount of respect for others, alright? No respect for other people. Everyone's rude, everyone's mean, people bump into you, they don't care. So the same sort of attitude they have when it comes to the streets is applied onto the road. So yeah, in London it's a lot worse. You get a lot of crazy people in London, a lot of crazy bastards, which is essentially one of the reasons why insurance in London is very expensive. If you were to live in another place in the UK, it wouldn't be as expensive as London. I know Manchester or Birmingham would still probably be expensive because those are busier cities in the UK. Say if you were to live in like Cardiff or something, insurance would be a lot lower. So if you want to save money on insurance, you would probably have to move outside into the country. But the trade-off is that you're living in a country. The main issue with the black box policies is that not everyone on the road drives with a black box. So there's an imbalance between people that can drive above 20 miles per hour, just a tad bit, and people who have to drive below it. Like, if you're going to bring this whole black box thing to cars, wouldn't it make sense for all cars to have it? I mean, the whole purpose of it is to make people better drivers and to keep people safe. So why isn't it not mandatory for all cars to have a black box installed? This would greatly improve the quality of driving with a black box because everyone is in the same boat. I'm not in the same boat. I'm in my own boat and I'm sinking. Titanic, alright? Jack, I don't know why he died. Just get another plank. The fact that younger people have to spend more on car insurance is a little bit crazy. Statistically, younger people tend to earn a lot less than people who are older. So I don't know why these car insurance companies think it's appropriate to price these cars, these little boxes, so high. And that's why I'm saying that car insurance should be at least 1.5k. I think the biggest piss take is when you drive a whole year perfectly and the money that you've given to the insurance company, they just keep it. I was covered, but you guys didn't do anything. You just took my money and installed a black box in my car. Okay, well done. Of course, I do believe that, there are some positives to insurance being mandatory. I think, okay, definitely keep that. But the price is what is a bit crazy. It's as if insurance is a luxury, but really it's not a luxury to have insurance. I have to pay you $3,000 to drive my shitty little banger Honda Civic, naturally aspirated, no turbo, it has no turbo boost, bruv. I'm not going fast. I'm not going anywhere, and that should definitely be changed. I feel like you're exploiting people by doing so. You could have actually bought a Porsche Boxster with the amount you spent on insurance. Furthermore, the amount of money that you spent on insurance, you could have used that to actually make the car safer. You have less money to spend on repairing the car, enhancing its performance. And I'm not talking about speed, I'm talking about maybe getting new suspension kit, maybe install some coilovers or whatever you kids want to do nowadays. Maybe some strut bars, new seats, new seat belts, whatever. All of that stuff makes the car a lot more easier to drive, a lot more safer to drive, a lot more controllable. But instead, you have to spend all that money on insurance, which probably won't even come in handy. I'm assuming you're a good driver, you're probably not going to get into a collision. So it is pretty much you dashing your money away, which could have been used on servicing the car. Could be used on MOT. Servicing is very important. You know, getting your oil changes in, new oil filter, all of that stuff. You need that done to ensure that the car lasts longer and that your ride is safer. You're taking more of our money so we can invest less in the safety of our cars. That's why I'm saying the government should put a cap of 1.5 grand. I think that's a reasonable price. Maybe for a car that's a lot, you know, it has more performance capabilities. But with my car, 75 brake horsepower Peugeot 206, I should not be spending 2.6 grand on it. That is just bang out of order. That is just cheeky. Bear in mind, I'm living in London, but I'm not living in a crap area, per se. I mean, it is a working class area, so they probably score those lower anyway, but no carjackings from what I've seen anyway. And I also think it should be based on how much power your car can put out and the drivetrain, because I think those are both the most important factors. For example, if your car is 100 brake horsepower or less, the maximum you should pay should be £1 grand. Alright, £1 grand, no more, no less. There should be a legal cap on it. But if your car is like 200 horsepower, brake horsepower or less, you should spend like a maximum of 1.5 grand. And it goes up in increments of £500. 200 to 300 brake horsepower should be £2 grand for insurance. That's a reasonable price for something that has 300 brake horsepower. 200 to 300. I think it should be priced like that. But hey, there's a lot of factors that comes into it, I guess. Rear-wheel drive cars, that's understandable because a lot of people can't drive properly. People will spin out, just floor it. The amount of BMW crashes I've witnessed, and the amount of just written off cars I've seen on the side of the road that are all BMWs. Like I could not count them on one hand. I couldn't count them on two hands. I couldn't count them on my toes. Like, why should we be penalised because other people are terrible drivers or other people are just stupid on the road? Of course, there's sensible drivers out there who want to drive around, do their thing, but they're penalised financially because other people in that age bracket are lunatics.
See the whip that you're driving there, big man? I cut that.